kids into survey, an introduction to Geo Survey. Meet the Geo Squad, your Geo Survey guides. During a terribly boring careers day, 4 friends find a mysterious set of virtual reality visors. The foursome are pulled through digital time by a cloaked figure who shows them a terrifying vision of the future, a world without surveyors. Taking virtual control of 4 super survey mechs, the kids become the Geo Squad, a team whose mission it is to save a future on the brink of chaos. The Geo Squad waste no time in putting their growing survey skills to good use, but there's so much to do. There's also some big trouble brewing, both in the future and in their own time. Meet the Geo Squad, your Geo Survey guides.
Hi, I'm Madison, and I like climbing, swimming, surfing, skating, and any music that's loud enough to annoy the neighbors. If I'm not scaling a rocky cliff face, you'll find me in the sea. I love all things aquatic. I'll be your guide to the exploration part of Geo Survey.
My name is Miles. Pleased to meet you. I've been gaming since my thumbs could wiggle a joystick, and my specialist areas include computers, coding, and driving anything with a motor, especially drones. I'm here to help you understand the awesome technology used in GeoSurvey.
Hello, my name is Setsuko, and I love the outdoors so much I've been sleeping in my treehouse since I was 7. I'm an environmental expert, and I've already managed to save nearly 1 million acres of forests, 7 endangered species, and 1 local park, the home of my favorite climbing tree. I'm here to show you how GeoSurvey can help protect the planet.
Hi there, Kwame is the name, and all things ancient and buried is my game. While I do enjoy relaxing in my favorite armchair with a cup of tea, a plate of biscuits, and some super hard math puzzles, I also love getting armpit deep in dirt at an archaeological dig. I'm here to help you explore the conservation side of survey.
So, just what is a surveyor?
Where might you find a surveyor?
What does the word survey mean?
What does the term geo usually link to?
What do you think? Make some predictions of your own before we explore further.
Well, a surveyor is
An intrepid explorer, a maker of magnificent maps, a backpacking, data tracking, point plotting, feature spotting, master of their surroundings.
surveyors work in some of the most extreme places on Earth, collecting important data about the geography of the area. Surveyors measure and map all kinds of different sites using a range of high-tech devices. Survey teams can work up mountains, in caves, in deserts, forests, cities, and jungles, and even underwater. Well, a surveyor is
A technology expert, a techspert. They're data-driven dudes delivering diagnostics from dusk till dawn. And they've got more gadgets than Edna Mode, James Bond, and Felonious Group put together.
Surveyors used mixed reality technology to layer virtual objects onto real-world structures to see how they would work. Remote-controlled robotic vehicles are used by surveyors to explore places that are dangerous and difficult to access. The vast satellite network called the Global Navigation Satellite System is used by surveyors to work out their exact position anywhere in the world.
A geo hero with a super positive environmentality. No location is too extreme for these planetary defenders. Surveyors study the natural world in order to protect the environment and predict the future of our planet.
Survey teams in urban areas help to build structures that support the environment. The Oasia Hotel in Singapore has 54 species of plant living on it. Geophysical data collected by surveyors can be used to study global change and predict patterns such as global warming. Survey technology is used by engineers to check the safety of some of the largest structures that we rely on today. Well, a surveyor is
A time-traveling explorer, trekking through history and creating the story of our planet piece by piece. Surveyors use modern tech to map and preserve the past, and can even help save parts of history from total annihilation.
Archaeologists use survey equipment to map and record their findings, enabling them to build an accurate picture of life in the past. Paleontologists use satellite positioning technology to pinpoint the best areas for fossil hunting. 3D digital maps of the Notre Dame Cathedral made by gaming companies could be used to help restoration efforts after the devastating fire of April 2019. A surveyor is also a boundary boss. Surveyors establish the boundaries, or borders, between areas of land. They were the ones who decided where your garden started and finished. Surveyors also define the boundaries of airspace for airports and water boundaries too. The history of survey.
If you've read the Geo Squad comics, you'll know that the four of us were taken on a digital journey through time to visit a future world, a world without surveyors.
If you need proof that the world needs surveyors, just look at what happened to our city without them.
But be warned, it's not a pretty sight. The place looks like it was built by an angry toddler.
Have a look around. How many impending disasters can you spot?
Middletown, year 2049.
We use the survey tech in our mechs to collect geospatial data and build a map of the city on the edge of chaos. This helped us to identify all the areas that needed fixing. We focused on the worst 8 problems. Did you spot all of these? Did you find even more?
Extreme extension. Probability of collapse, 86%. Drunk tower, hanging on by a frayed thread. Black hole tunnel, site of 23 accidents this week. Concrete chasm, high risk of turning pedestrians into street meat. Wedge on a ledge, potentially catastrophic overhang. House hazard, stuck on with PVA glue and gaffer tape. Highway to heck, supported entirely by faulty beams. Busted. No one has ever caught a bus at this stop. The history of survey.
With the help of the last surveyor and his awesome survey robots, we were able to tackle some serious problems.
Straightening skyscrapers.
You think they wrote the plans for this building in italics?
Patching up passageways.
Happy motoring. Enjoy not being terrified all the time.
Bringing back bus stops. A bus stop? On a pavement? Ooh, this takes me back. Plugging potholes. These mystery mechs have no trouble with the rubble. Hashtag Geo Squad goals. Hashtag the streets are fixed. Stacking structures.
Teamwork makes the dream work, and counterweight makes the tower straight.
Amending art. Breaking. Middletown goes mad for marvelous mechs. Disentangling drains.
I fixed the sewer system, and I saw things no child or robot should ever see.
Cajoling cats.
Let's get you back on firmer ground, kitty. No catastrophes today.
Fixing the future.
Geo Ginger, can you start scanning the roads? We gotta do something about this spaghetti highway.
We tidied up the city, fixing all the problems we could find.
And we learned plenty about survey along the way that we want to pass on to you.
But first, we want to take you on a trip through time.
Headsets on, everyone. Let's ride the time net back a couple of thousand years.
Establishing the TimeNet connection. Scouring data time for great surveyors. Got one.
Egypt, 276 BCE.
Look at this togerific triangulator. This is Eratosthenes, and he was, amongst other things, one of the most important land surveyors of all time. Even though he lived for over 2,000 years ago, way before the time of scanners, satellites, and sonar, he managed to work out the circumference of the Earth, the tilt of the Earth's axis, and the distance from the Earth to the Sun. He even made a map of the world with parallels and meridians, showing that he understood that the Earth was a sphere. And he worked all this out through measuring and comparing distances and angles on land. We think that makes Eratosthenes a geo-survey legend.
Total legend.
Eratosthenes was a polymath, someone who was an expert in many fields. Can you find out what else he was good at?
Help me. I've gone too far back.
Searching for surveyors. Got some. They're huge. And stony? Oh, wait.
Mount Rushmore, USA, 1927.
These giant sculptures were carved into the granite face of Mount Rushmore by Gutzon Borglum to commemorate 4 great American presidents, and you know what? 3 of them were also surveyors. George Washington was made a county surveyor at the age of only 17, just 1 year going into his first survey expedition. He completed around 200 surveys and mapped around 60,000 acres of land. Thomas Jefferson came from a surveying family. He used his knowledge to help him make deals to buy land that quadrupled the size of the growing United States in the 18th century. Abraham Lincoln managed to become a surveyor after only 6 weeks of study. He later used this knowledge to help him buy and sell land and invest in local areas.
Although the 4th president on Mount Rushmore, Teddy Roosevelt, wasn't a surveyor, he did do some mapping in the Amazon. Can you find the cool sounding name of the river he explored?
I'm gonna climb right up Abe's nose.
Pushing forward through data time. Hold your breath, we're diving deep. Bingo!
North Atlantic Ocean, 1985.
Here's the underwater archaeologist Robert Ballard in his submarine named Alvin, exploring the North Atlantic Ocean floor at a depth of over 12,000 feet. And he's discovered something incredible, the wreck of the Titanic. Ballard had previous experience mapping underwater regions using sonar technology, but this find would put him on the map as an intrepid underwater explorer. However, the really cool part of Ballard's story was that his mission to locate the Titanic was actually a cover-up for a secret military operation to find and explore the USS Thresher and the USS Scorpion, 2 American nuclear subs that sank in the 1960s. This sneaky spy stuff makes Robert Ballard a super cool surveyor.
Super cool surveyor.
The Titanic was found at a depth of over 12,000 feet. Can you find out the depth of the deepest ocean trench in the world?
I think it wants to arm wrestle.
Sliding through data time. Ooh, my ears just popped. Found another one.
Mount Everest, 1999.
Say hello to Bradford Washburn, but make sure you shout. He's already halfway up a mountain. Washburn was an expert cartographer or mapmaker, and the images he captured of remote and dangerous places are still used by climbers today. He used to hang out the side of the plane while his wife piloted. She would make daring flyovers of treacherous areas while he snapped pictures from angles that no one else dared to try and reach. In 1999, Washburn updated the official height of the world's tallest peak, Mount Everest, to 8,850 meters. He used special survey equipment to make sure this reading was as accurate as possible, and he was 70 years old at the time. That makes Bradford Washburn a certified survey legend.
Legend status approved.
Washburn was once trapped on a mountain, his plane buried in melting ice. Can you find out how long he was stuck for and how he escaped?
70 years old? Did he ever rest? Get it?
Modern surveying.
So now you know what a surveyor is, and through the magic of digital time travel, you've also learned some key moments in geosurvey history.
But how does survey relate to your world now? You've probably seen surveyors out and about doing their job and not even realized it.
Let's explore some modern survey sites together and find out exactly what type of challenges geosurveyors face every day.
Grab your hard hats and your high-vis vests. We're going surveying.
Where does survey happen?
Survey happens all across our cities. Surveyors use a whole bunch of cool tech to scan urban sites, looking underground, checking the safety of utilities like power and gas lines, and keeping an eye on the state of roads, buildings, and waterways. How many surveyors can you see hard at work here? You can explore this site in much more detail and find out about all the different tasks the surveyors are doing here.
Surveyors also work in the countryside. You'll find them in forests, helping to maintain wildlife, habitats, controlling felling sites, and tracking things like the growth of trees, the shapes of rivers, and the boundaries of different parts of the forest. They are even tasked with making maps of forest areas, and they do this using drones and planes for aerial scanning and photography. You can explore the site in much more detail and find out what all these hardworking surveyors are doing by clicking here.
Survey also happens underground. Surveyors use probes, sonar scanners, and even remote-controlled robots to explore cavities and caves. You can find surveyors working on mining sites, construction projects, and even on archaeological digs. Explore the scene in more detail here.
Survey even happens underwater. Surveyors explore to great depths using a whole range of technology. They can fit their survey tech to boats, submarines, and even robot sea snakes. The data they collect can be used to make maps of rivers and seabeds, check underwater cables and pipes, and even track changes in the shape of waterways. Click here to explore underwater survey in more detail.
Surveyors even work at crime scenes. They use their highly sensitive devices to collect evidence that might not be visible to the human eye. They can even scan below ground to find buried clues. Explore the scene in detail here, and if you can figure out who took out the Yeti.
Terrific technology.
Surveyors work with tons of cool tech. Some of it is so futuristic it seems like the stuff of science fiction. Let's explore some of the terrific tech that surveyors use.
Terrific technology. LiDAR.
LiDAR stands for Light Detection and Ranging Technology. These gadgets send out powerful beams of light that bounce off targets and back to the device, which records the reflection of thousands of these light beams per second. These recordings, called data points, can be combined to make a 3D computer model of the scanned object. At first, it will look like a crazy join-the-dot picture, but because the laser scanner also has a camera inside that overlays photographs over the data points, a clear, useful model of the scanned area can be made. Take a look.
Terrific technology. Mixed reality.
The 3D models created by the data from LiDAR devices can be used with mixed reality glasses, sometimes called augmented or virtual reality, to let surveyors see where new buildings, structures, pipes, or other objects might go in the space they are surveying. That's some Iron Man level tech.
Terrific technology. Radar and sonar.
Some surveying technology uses echolocation, just like bats, dolphins, and whales do. The devices send out waves and collect the echoes, which allows them to work out distances and shapes. Technology like this can be useful for mapping river and seabeds and looking underground without having to dig.
Terrific technology. Robots and vehicles.
Surveyors often fit their tech to vehicles, which allow them to survey areas that would otherwise be difficult or even dangerous to explore. Whether in the sky or underground, up a mountain or under the sea, surveyors will find a way to get the data they need.
Drones are piloted remotely, and they are small and maneuverable, making them perfect for busy cities. Remote vehicles, like this one, can explore cramped and potentially dangerous underground cavities. Scanning technology can be fitted to vehicles that explore underwater, operated by either a pilot or by remote from the surface. Planes with scanning and photography equipment can collect data to make maps of remote, extreme places. Terrific technology. GNSS, GPS.
GNSS stands for Global Navigation Satellite System, and GPS stands for Global Positioning System. Both work in the same way, sending positional data to a receiver, just like the ones you can see here. Surveyors love this technology because it lets them know exactly where they are on the planet. It's super useful when making maps. There are around 30 positioning satellites floating through space, providing round-the-world coverage. It's now harder than ever to get yourself lost.
Well, we've been all around the past. We've been underground, underwater, up mountains, and in the busiest cities. I'm sure you've learned so much about the world of Geo Survey. We reckon you're about ready to become part of the Geo Squad.
We've each got adventures to take you on, survey missions all around the world. Come with us and start your journey into Geo Survey.
Start your survey journey here. To find out more about an exciting career in land surveying, check out a few websites to learn more. GetKidsIntoSurvey.com, BeASurveyor.com, and LandSurveyingCareer.com.